Hmm?
Serenity.
¿Qué onda? What?
I'm not Serenity.
I still didn't hear you. Repiten, por favor.
I'm not Serenity.
I didn't say Serenity. I said Trey. ¿Qué onda?
No, what's up?
I know you're not Serenity. I'm not that senile yet. I am. Do you have a message that says we're streaming?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I see it. Thank you. I closed that tab and I didn't remember if I clicked the bouton. So what's up, Trey? What's new? How was your lunch?
I've been working on my computer.
What have you been doing with your computer?
Other, modding,
I don't know.
modding, well,
What is
modding game,
what is that?
modding. When
Yeah.
you put you modifying the game.
Oh, Modi, and like a mod, MOD.
Hmm.
I see. Hmm. My husband does all that with his is it Steam?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I know about Steam.
Huh?
What you don't know about Steam?
I don't know anything about Steam. My husband does stuff with Steam. He
Play
does some,
video games?
yeah, it's uh he used to teach military history. I mean, he used to teach history, but he used to also teach military history. Anyway, long story short, he does some historical military, uh, I don't know the name of it, but they're in mods, and he's always having to update or change things around, or I don't know exactly. That's all I know.
Yeah, you have to check that out for me.
Huh?
You have to check it out for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know the name of the game,
Mhm.
but it's pretty elaborate. Like you set the strategy, and it has all kinds of like AI features, and
Yeah, there's some military games on Steam.
yeah,
What the real time strategy?
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Where you control your troop, your army.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep.
I ain't got no money for that. I wanted one, but it's hard to find the right one.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I say, being a history teacher too, it makes it easier, knowing your history, I think. I assume. I don't know. But
Like World War II.
no, he doesn't do World War II. He does I don't know. He does like Napoleon. So late 1700s, early 1800s, Napoleon
Um,
and other stuff. Yeah. They got some good music, usually in the background stuff, like traditional historical things. Yeah. If I knew where he was right now, I could ask him, but I don't know where he's at. Well, we got 2 minutes, Trey. Maybe it's just gonna be me and you today. We
that's
actually
good.
huh?
Me, you can only focus on me.
We actually have a hard lesson today too.
Ay, caramba.
I know. Yeah, it's Thursday. So I can get the titles of those games from him for you and let you know what they are.
Hopefully not no low graphics game.
Oh, no, they're not. Well, they don't look that way to me. They're, like I say, AI kind of stuff. And
Modern.
yeah, he's always updating and yeah.
No. And well, definitely.
I'll ask him and see if he can, if he reads it, maybe he can text me. Hang on a second, Trey. Okay. There we go. Whoo, we have one. I was gonna say, Trey, it'd be just me and you today.
For some reason, I look vibrant on this monitor.
Yeah, you
Then
do. You look, yep, you do.
I look
That
orange.
fan blade behind you, hi Hill, looks like it's coming right out of your head like a unicorn. Hi Hill.
I need a new fan, ceiling fan.
How are you today, Hill? Good. Muy bien. Oh, así, así. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm not sure where everybody else is, so let me send a message out. Here comes Isadora. Hi, Isadora. How have you been? Good. Muy bien. So, Isadora, you got a little catching up to do. Yeah. Some vocabulary and stuff. Might want to watch the playlist. Okay. All right. Hill and Isadora and Trey, when you get back, check out my background. So, we actually have a difficult lesson today. Okay. I hate to preface it that way, but it is. So, Isadora, you might want to pay attention to today, and then you can always catch up on the other stuff because the other stuff was basically vocab. Okay. Thumbs up me if you heard me, Isadora. Good. Okay. So, Trey, we need to be thinking about what I have up behind me here. Is there a difference in meaning or a difference in like the time? How are these two sentences different? Bob and I go to the store versus Bob and I are going to the store. You know, I like Bob, right? Yeah. Hi, Liliana. Buenos dias. So, Liliana, we're trying to figure this out up here. How are these two sentences different? Bob and I go to the store, or Bob and I are going to the store? Is it like a difference in what they mean? Is it a difference of like time? Okay. So for the second one, Bob and I are going to the store, not going to go to the store, but going to the store. Any ideas, you guys? How are they different? Like if, I mean, it's English, right? Bob and I go to the store, or Bob and I are going to the store. What's the difference? Okay. DeAndre, good thinking. Anybody else? Isadora, did you answer that? I didn't see it if you did. Okay. Differences at the first, they are already at the first segment. They're about to go to the store. Okay. All right. Good thinking, Hill. Anyone else? Okay. So this is, you guys, Liliana, I don't know if you heard me say this, but today's lesson is going to be a little tricky. Okay. So I need everybody to focus real quickly. Bob and I go to the store is in English sort of saying, for example, Bob and I go to the store, like generally speaking. Yeah, Bob and I go to the store every week, right? Or Bob and I go to the store together. Or Bob and I don't go to the store on Mondays, right? That's like a general thinking, a general thing, right? Yeah, Bob and I go to the store. Okay. But the second one, okay, y'all following me? Bob and I are going to the store, meaning Bob and I are heading out the door right now as we speak. We are leaving today. We are leaving this moment to go to the store. Bob and I are going right now to the store. Okay. So let me know if you understood that difference. You guys understand that difference? So Bob and I go to the store, generally speaking, right? Because we need groceries, because we go every Friday or, whatever it is, right? Versus, thank you, Hill, versus Bob and I are going to the store, meaning right now we're on our way. We're on our way to the store. Okay. So in a Spanish class, you guys, when we learn like the present tense of verbs, like yo hablo, right? Yo hablo español, right? Basic sentence. I speak Spanish, meaning generally speaking, I speak Spanish. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm speaking Spanish right now. Okay. Or if I say, yo como pizza, right? I eat pizza. Yeah. I eat pizza, generally speaking. It doesn't mean that I'm eating pizza right now. So why do we learn Spanish that way? Because the truth is, when people speak Spanish to one another, yeah, they're going to say stuff like, I'm going to the store like right now, right? I am currently eating pizza right now. What are you doing? I'm eating pizza, right? So believe it or not, it's two different, what we call verb tenses. It's two different modes of speech, right? So this mode of speech, you guys, is what is called the present progressive. Progressive meaning that it's currently happening. Now, it's not important that you know what it's called, but it is important that you recognize what I'm saying in class. When I talk about, okay, did you do that thing on the present progressive? You need to know what I'm talking about, okay? In Spanish, it's called el presente continuo. El presente continuo, right? Continuous, right? Like right now, okay? So this, what we're going to learn in this next bit, in this unit, is probably the most important thing you're going to learn about Spanish. Because it's what is most spoken. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah? I mean, we say it all the time. I'm talking to Bobby on the phone. I am talking, not I talk to Bobby on the phone. I am talking to Bobby on the phone right now, right? Trey is playing a video game. Okay. He is playing like right now, not Trey plays video games. We know that. Okay. So this is probably the most important thing you guys are going to learn in terms of using language the way other people use Spanish. Okay. All right. Any questions about what I just said? Okay. So your focus today, you guys, is much appreciated. Okay, you're going to need to really pay attention. So before we start, I want to share a screen with you. You probably already know this. Hill, Trey, Isadora. I want to make sure that you guys know this. I'm sure you guys have already been told, but if you check this out. So Monday, no school. And then Tuesday, when you come back, it is an odd day. Okay. And then notice your ILT is all week. So when you come back on Tuesday, it'll be an odd day. Okay, clase? Yeah? All right. Any questions there? Monday, no school, right? Martin Luther King Day. All right. Muy bien. Okay. Next thing I need for you to do, you guys, is this. I don't have guided notes for you on this. If you are a note-taking person, if it helps you, go ahead and get your notes out or go ahead and get a document started. I know, Hill, you like to type in documents, right? I know, I think it's Liliana. She'd rather do it on paper, right? So we need to jot some notes down with, okay? And remember, notes are for you, not for me, okay? So you need to make them however you like them, right? Okay, so give me a thumbs up when you're ready to start. If you have your notes, a blank document or something, and you're ready to go. Like I say, Isadora, I would like for you to pay attention to this today. And then you can always, because like I say, the other lessons that you missed were just vocabulary, right? And you can pick those up quickly. So, okay, clase behind me. Hoy es jueves, el 16 enero. Thank you, Isadora. Vamos a conocer y practicar con el presente continuo. And again, you guys, this is what we're talking about. The present progressive, the most commonly used mode of speech in Spanish. So this is pretty important. Okay. Hola, Serenity. Again, Serenity, I don't have guided notes for this, but you need to. So if you are a note person, you need to do this. This is going to be a pretty important thing. Okay. So when you all tell me that you're ready, I got an Isadora told me she was ready. So you all need to tell me when you're ready and I can get started. Okay. Liliana's ready. Anyone else? Serenity, you ready? Trey, you ready? See? Okay. All right. Serenity looks ready. Okay. So one more time, you guys. I'm gonna throw out some words, and basically they are just so that y'all know what I'm talking about in class. Okay. So this is called the present progressive tense. Again, you don't have to write this down. You just need to recognize it. Present progressive, or in Spanish, el presente continuo. And we use this to say that we are doing an action right now. That's what makes it the most common thing, okay? Because we're doing something right now. Like for you, Serenity, like I am talking on the phone. I'm doing it right now as we speak. I am preparing for class, right? It's something I'm doing right now, okay? Not something generally I prepare for class, okay? All right. You're also going to see a word called a participle or a gerund, horrible word. In Spanish, gerundio. And you just need to, I'll point it out to you. And again, you just need to recognize what I'm saying. I'm not so worried about that you know what the word means or whatever. You just need to be able to recognize it for when we talk about this in class, okay? All right, so I'm going to share a screen with you real quick. Let me get myself together. waiting. Okay. So your notes are for you. You guys jot down whatever you think will be helpful to you. Okay. And if I go too fast or too slow, you just need to let me know. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we go, you guys. So we're going to start with just the, that's okay, Hill. Hill, make sure you have something for notes. Okay. So we're going to start, you guys, with just these regular verbs. In other words, those regular AR, ER, and IR verbs. Okay. And then we'll move on to the weird ones, right? The irregular ones. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have been kind of reviewing, right, our verb estar. And remember that estar means to be. Okay, Isadora, again, I don't know how familiar you are with this. Yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, and usted está, right? I am, you are, he or she is, or you are. Nosotros estamos, ustedes, ellos, and ellas están, right? We are, and they are, and you all are. Okay. So again, just as a reminder, we have those two verbs in Spanish, ser and estar. And we use this one when we're talking about location. We use this one when we're talking about temporary feelings, like I'm tired, estoy cansada, right? Or for this, right? For this present progressive, this presente continuo, right? To say that I'm in the middle of doing something, okay? So we have to know the forms in order to be able to use this verb, okay? Okay, so what does this mean? Again, you write down in your notes whatever you think you need, okay? So notice, you guys, it says the present progressive, or the presente continuo, right, is used to express what I am in the process of doing. I'm doing it right now as I speak, right? I am in the process of. That's what makes this the most common thing in Spanish, or in English for that matter, okay? So how do we form this? Okay, how do we use this in a sentence, right? So it says here, right, you have a form of estar plus this thing called a gerundio, or a participle in English. So what does that look like? It looks like this. Estoy estudiando español. Estoy is my form of estar. Estudiando, check it out, is my participle, is my gerundio, my gerund in English, which I hate that word, okay? So we have to figure out, we have to know our forms of the verb estar, and we have to know how to form our participle, okay? A lot of grammar words here. I told you this was going to be a hard lesson today, okay? So again, the differences, right? I talk to my friends. This is how we learn in Spanish class. You know, we take a verb and we try to conjugate it, blah, blah, blah. I talk to my friends. Hablo, yo hablo con mis amigos, right? That's generally speaking, I talk to my friends. But if I'm in the process of talking to them right now, if I'm in the middle of it, then I'm going to use this present progressive tense, meaning I need a form of estar, so estoy here, and then my participle, hablando. I am talking to my friends, like right now. This is something I am in the process of doing as we speak. Estoy hablando. I'm talking to my friends. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? So this is what we have to figure out. We got to figure out how to make these participles. Okay. Okay. Ayana, buenos dias, buenas tardes. We need a way to take notes, basically. Okay. It's going to be a tricky lesson today, right? Because we're going to learn something called el presente continuo, or the present progressive, in which case we need a form of estar and this thing called a gerundio, or a participle in English. Okay? All right. Can I stop sharing that screen? Give me a thumbs up if I can stop sharing. I don't want to go too slow or too fast, so speak up. Can I? Okay. Trey says I can keep going. Anybody else? Yeah? Okay. Gracias. Okay. Muy bien. All right. I'm going to get the right slide here. Okay. Again, you guys are going to put in your notes what is important for you in the words that you use. Okay. You don't have to copy this down word for word, right? Okay. So before you write anything down, let's just look at it and let's talk about it, and then you can jot some ideas in. So this structure of a form of the verb estar plus our participle is used to describe an action or an event that is in progress at a particular moment in time. Okay. So we know we're going to use a form of estar, and we know we need a participle. So how do we do that? How do we do it? So let's look at our examples. It says, nosotros estamos mirando. Okay. So we have our form of estar, and then this thing is going to be our participle. So I'm in the middle of watching TV. Okay. Ayana, if you can take some notes, that's what we're doing. Okay. Los niños están jugando. The children are in the middle of playing. They're doing it right now as we speak. Okay. Hey, Juan, remember you guys, our dash and our comma tells us that we're speaking to the person. Hey, Juan, ¿estás estudiando? John, are you studying? Like, are you in the process of studying? Okay. So again, how do we form this? Remember in Spanish, you guys, we have three kinds of verbs. We have AR, ER, and IR verbs. Thankfully, ER and IR verbs follow the same pattern. Okay. So here's what we do. So take a look, and then you can write it in your notes. If it's an AR verb, and we need to form this gerund, this participle, this gerundio, okay? We do the same thing. We get rid of our AR. We dump that. And we add ando. So we find the root, and then we add ando for AR verbs. Okay? If it's an ER verb, we do the same thing. We get rid of our ER to find the root, and then we add yendo. Okay. Thankfully, IR verbs are the same. So we get rid of the IR and we add yendo. So if our verb is a regular one, this is the pattern that we find, or that we have to do in order to make the participle, the gerund. Okay. Ando and yendo. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, so it's a two-parter. The first part is the form of estar, and the second part is this participle or gerund. Okay. Okay, so when you're done copying, let me know. I can switch slides, or if you have a question, pop it in the chat. Ando and yendo. That's how we form our participle. Okay. Remember, you guys, to thumbs up me or something so I know when I can go to the next. Liliana's ready. Isadora, okay. Hill, you need a couple more minutes. Kinsey, Serenity, Ayana. Okay, just let me know when. Okay, ready, Hill? See? Okay, good. Ayana, how about you, Kinsey? I know you just logged in. About ready? No? Serenity's ready? Okay. Gracias, Serenity. Okay. Let me get rid of my scribbles. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Don't write all this down. Okay. But just some words or some verbs that you may have seen before. Okay. So cantando, comiendo, and escribiendo, like escribir, to write. Okay. Those are all regular. So if we're going to use this in the present progressive, we have our form of estar. So yo estoy cantando, right? I am singing, like I'm in the process of singing. Tú estás cantando. You are singing right now. You're in the process of doing it. Okay. If it's an ER verb like comer, right? Él está comiendo. He's eating. Él está comiendo pizza, right? He's in the middle of eating pizza. He can't come to the phone, okay, because he's eating pizza or whatever. An IR verb, again, ellos están escribiendo, or ustedes, right? Ustedes están escribiendo notas, right? You guys are taking some notes, okay? So it's a two-parter. Now, let's look at some of these crazy things real quick. And if you're a note taker, please write these down, okay? Because you're going to want to have a place where you can go back and use them. So some of these make an irregular participle. And they do it by adding a Y. So notice here we just have an ando and then this yendo, right? Some of them are going to add a Y. Now, any guesses why they add a Y instead of an IE? Because the word has too many vowels already. You with me? So if you take off, the ending, it's not going to make sense unless you add something else. It can't be lindo. All right. So you have to drag the sound. Leyendo, trayendo, or cayendo. Right? Reading, bringing, or taking, and falling. Okay. So these have irregular participles. Then there are stem changing things where, for example, dormir, right, becomes dur. And then you add yendo because it's an IR verb. So durmiendo, to sleep, right? Estoy durmiendo, I'm sleeping. Versus to ask. Okay. PED becomes PID. Pidiendo. 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 I'm asking. Okay. In the middle of asking. Estoy pidiendo. Right? Tu nombre. Right? I'm asking your name. Estoy pidiendo. I'm asking. So jot those down so you have them so that you can refer to them. And then let me know when I can move on. Okay, thank you, Liliana. Anybody else? Can I move on? Gracias, Isadora. Trey, yeah, Serenity, Ayana, Kinsey, Bill. Can I go ahead? Go ahead and move on. See? Okay. Okay. Let me erase my stuff again. Yeah. A couple more that you guys need to add to your notes so that you can refer to them when you need them. So you have them when you need them. This verb ir is to go. So it becomes, the whole word changes and it becomes yendo. Yendo. María está yendo a la biblioteca. Maria is going to the library. Right now, as we speak, she is walking there, driving there, whatever. So the whole word changes to yendo. Okay, we've got the rest of these. Unless you want this one to believe, okay, because it has that double E, you have to add the Y. So that's the pattern, okay? Creyendo. Make sure you have ir, our verb to go, because if you want to say I'm going to the store, right? It's yendo. The whole word changes from ir to yendo. It's okay, Kenzie. This will all be posted, so you guys always have access to it. You know. Okay. So just know ir, the whole word changes to yendo. Right? All right. So if you have all those written down, let's see. We're not going to do all of these, of course, but let's just see if we can come up with the right answers, right? So let's do this first one together, right? So it's los niños, the kids, which would be the same as ellos. So what's the first thing we have to figure out, you guys? What's the first thing we have to figure out here? We're going to use the present progressive. Remember, it's two parts. So we got to have a form of estar, right? And then our participle, our gerund. So what form of estar goes with ellos? Who can tell me? Liliana, do you know? Ayana? Isadora? What form goes with ellos? It's plural. Who can help me? Do you have it in your notes somewhere? What is estar for ellos? Plural. So if it's an AR thing, right? Here, let me open a text box over here. Estar ends in an AR, right? So it's going to be yo estoy. Yeah, very good. Tú estás, and I can't put accent marks in here really, right? Usted, él, and ella está. Okay. That's going to be our singulars. And then our plurals, yes, very good, is going to be nosotros estamos, right? Ustedes, ellos, and ellas, right? Están. And again, you guys, they need accent marks, okay? All right, so let's use that as a reference. So ellos, I'm going to come up here. I need my form of estar first. So ellos plural, so están. And then I got to figure this out. So it's an ER verb, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, and then what is my ending that I have to use to make a participle for an ER or an IR verb? It's, how do I spell it? It's I what? Hill, you're almost right. Did y'all write it in your notes? What do we add to make this participle, to make this gerund? Anyone? Yes, Liliana. Perfect. Anyone else? Okay, so let's look. Están corriendo. I-E-N-D-O. I-E-N-D-O. Okay, so if it's an ER verb or an IR verb, to make the participle, it's I-E-N-D-O. Okay, good. So the children are running in the park, right? So they're doing it as we speak. Okay. All right, let's try number 2. Again, it's Ignacio y Raquel. So it's going to be ellos. Okay, so I know I'm going to use están. But what do I do? Excuse me. What do I do with bailar? It's an AR verb. How do I form the gerund? How do I form the participle for an AR verb? It's not I-E-N-D-O. It's what? Did you write it in your notes? Pop it in the chat. How do I form the participle? What do I do? Ayana, perfect. Anyone else? Well, remember, I got to get rid of the AR. Perfect, Liliana. And so it's going to become ellos están bailando. And AR gets A-N-D-O. Okay. So if we have a regular verb in Spanish, if it's an ER or an IR verb, we're going to make it I-N-D-O. If it's an AR verb, it becomes A-N-D-O. So the only thing that's really going to change is the form of estar that we're going to use. Okay. Preguntas? We just need to keep practicing, right, you guys? Okay. Yes. So let's try another one. Okay, let's do 3. Let's do number 3. So are you talking on the phone like right now? Are you in the middle of talking on the phone? So what form goes with tú, you guys? Tell me in chat. What form of estar goes with tú? And I need my accents, right? Estás, están. Okay, good. Estás, right? And then what do I do with hablar? It's an AR verb. I get rid of the AR and I replace it with what? I replace it with what? Tell me in chat. Serenity? What do I replace it with? Perfect, Hill. Anybody else? So I'm just following this models up here, right? Right here and right here. Okay. So, tú estás. It's an AR verb, and so I add ando. Tú estás hablando. You are talking on the phone right now in the middle of it. You're in the middle of talking on the phone. Okay. See? All right. So before we do another one, give me a 3, 2, 1, you guys. Give me a clue how you're feeling about this. 3, I think I got it. 2, I need practice. 1, I am totally lost. Tell me 3, 2, or 1. Okay, Liliana. Serenity, how you feeling? Are you feeling uncomfortable? Ayana, gracias. Gracias. Isadora, how about you? Hill, have I lost you? Good, Kinsey. All right, Serenity, did I get an answer from you? 3, 2, or 1, Serenity. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the color of my pencil here. Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to just do blue. I'm going to circle a couple of these, and you are going to do them on your scrap paper or whatever you got in front of you. Okay. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to see what you came up with. Okay. So you all need to think about this on your own. Okay. All right. So let's do only the ones in blue. Yeah. So we're going to do 6, 7, and 8. So on your scrap paper, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, I'll give you a few minutes. Then I'll ask and see what you all came up with. Okay, another minute. Perfect. How about the other two? I'll give you guys a few more minutes. Okay, are we ready to share out or do we need a little more time? Oh, careful, Liliana. So remember that leer was one of those irregulars, right? Number 7 was one of those irregulars because you had the two E's together, right? Yeah. Okay, put them in the chat, you guys, when you got them. Let's take a look at them. Let's see what we need to work on. Right now, I've only heard from Hill and Liliana. I need to hear from everyone else. Just pop them in the chat. Remember, that chat is our place to scrap paper, right? Ooh, you're right there, Liliana. Yes, that one's beautiful. Okay, I've heard from Hill and I've heard from Liliana. How about anybody else? Isadora, Kinsey, Ayana, Serenity. pop them in the chat. Even if you don't have all three, just put in what you have. Okay. I really need some of you guys to be present in what we're doing today. Ayana, that's good. Okay. Kinsey, don't forget you need that andar needs to change, right? You caught yourself. That's okay. You caught yourself, yeah. Yep. Okay. Bueno, okay, you guys. So let's see. I'm just going to pop them up on the screen so you guys can check your answers. So yo estoy, well, that shouldn't be corriendo. It should be andando. That's a typo, right? Andando is what you should have. For number 6, andando. Okay. It's an AR. You get rid of the AR and you add ando. So andando. Ustedes. Ooh, this was the tricky one. Ustedes están leyendo with a Y, because you guys remember anytime we have like two vowels together like this, whether it's EA or AE or something goofy, you're going to have to add a sound, and the sound is generally going to be Y, leyendo. Okay. This last one we did, estamos descansando. Good job, you guys. Descansando, right? You just get rid of the AR and add your ando. Descansando. Estoy andando. Ustedes están leyendo with the Y. Nosotros estamos descansando. Okay. All right. Preguntas, questions there. Are you sure? No questions. All right, I'm going to move forward here. Okay. I think I'm going to save that one for another day because I think we're like saturated. Okay. I think we're saturated. So I'll save that for another day. Okay. Muy bien. Take a deep breath, you guys. We will continue to practice this. Let me switch up my screen so you guys get a little brain break. And I want to just show you something real fast. I'm waiting on my computer. Give me a sec. Okay. So in our resource library, okay, guys, let me get your attention. I'm waiting on my computer again. I'm sorry. In the resource library, which totally disappeared. It disappeared. How does that happen? Give me another minute. I mean, it is gone. Hold on. I don't know why this class always has the tech issues, and I'm not sure why that is. Every other class I have, yeah, no problem. This class, the tech issues go cray. Okay. Still not here. It is still gone. How is that possible? How is that possible? Hang on, you guys. Can you guys go to Canvas and see if you can find the library? Because it is gone for me. When I view as a student, it is gone. It disappears. Do you all have it? It's your resource library. You don't have it either, Isadora? Your resource library. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's, I don't know why it would be gone. Can you just try to refresh your Canvas and see if it pops up for you? Let me know. Refresh your Canvas screen and then let me know. You see it now? It's in the modules, absolutely. It's always the first one because that's your library, right? That's your where you guys should go for your info. Anybody else? Hill, did you see it? It's important that y'all have it. So we want to make sure you do. Okay. Everybody have it? Liliana, let me know. Hill. Okay, so look at my screen. It's our library, our resource library, right? Like I mention it all the time. It's where you find your stuff, your visual guides and things to help you complete your assignments. Okay. Spanish Resource Library. It finally opened up for me. I don't know why. Do you see it, Hill? Yes? Is that a thumbs up? Okay. So the thing that we are working on is always going to be at the bottom, right? So here's our visual guide on how to make this present progressive. So you can, when you're working on an assignment, you guys, you have this. This is straight out of the textbook. Okay. So notice the first bullet point up here says on AR verbs get ando, ER and IR verbs get yendo, and then they have the irregular ones down here. Okay, so you have this as a guide to help you through things. Okay, so I want to make sure that you realize that's in the library, right? That should always be kind of your first source of when you're looking for something. Thank you, Isadora. All right, now it's your turn. Okay. We're going to do one quickie kind of comprehension thing, okay, or actually identification thing before we go today, okay? All right, so you should be able to see this copy of our story. Am I right? Yes? Okay. So in this first line, first paragraph rather, okay, right here, okay, can we identify the verb form? Can we identify the present progressive just in that first sentence? In Canvas, Kenzie, it's called your resource library. It's been there all year, right? That's where your resources are. Okay, so tell me in chat or you can unmute. First line. Where is our verb in the present progressive? Can we pluck it out of there? Do we see it? Only that, Hill? Only that? Remember that it's two parts. There you go. Liliana, good job. No, it's not an assignment, Kinsey. It's not an assignment. There you go, Hill. Good job. You guys are just helping me look at this story and finding the verbs. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's do this next one. Okay. Están escuchando podcasts sobre los Latin Grammys. Muchos están viendo la película de su artista favorito. Okay, can we find our verbs here that are in the present progressive, in our presente continuo? Here. Can you identify them for me? Ayana? Isadora? Okay. So Hill says, están escuchando is one. Very good. Anybody see another one? Yeah. Están viendo. They're watching the film. Están viendo. But wait. Okay, you guys. One more question. In this section right here, can you find the verbs that are not the present progressive? Can you find the verbs that are not the present progressive? Okay, Hill, that's one. Another one? Anybody else? In this thing that I've circled, what are the verbs that are just plain old present tense, not present progressive? Okay. Anybody else? Liliana, can you find them? Ayana? Isadora? There's two verbs in here that are just regular old present tense. They're not present progressive. Which are they? I've heard from Hill only. Who else? Excuse me. Who else can help me? Good. So we have, yep. So we have esperan. What's the other one? Very good. And disfrutan. Okay. All right, you guys. So look, están escuchando is present progressive, right? Presente continuo. It's a compound verb. It's two-parter. You got to have estar and you got to have your participle, your gerundio. Okay. Están viendo, same deal. Okay. That's present progressive. It is something that they are currently doing, right? Versus esperan, which is plain old present tense, generally speaking, right? And disfrutan. And notice they're just one word. You only need one word. They're simple. They're not compound. Okay. If you're a science person, right? Okay. Questions? All right. How confused are you? Tell me, 3, 2, 1, how confused you are. Three, two, one. How confused are you? 3, I'm not confused. 1, I'm really confused. Yay. You're not confused is a 3. Okay. Muy bien. Gracias, Isadora. Anybody else? Liliana. Okay. Gracias. Gracias, Ayana. All right. So once again, you guys just know that you do have that resource in the library in Canvas. The last thing we're going to do today is this. And you have a long weekend, right, you guys? You have a long weekend. So it's all good. Except that once again, my computer is messed up. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, let's refresh our Canvas screen again. I wonder if it's just my computer. I don't know. Let's refresh our Canvas screen again. I'm going to try to go to student view, see what happens. Okay. Refresh your Canvas screen, please. Thanks for hanging in with me today. It was hard. It's a hard lesson, okay? All right, our last thing is the practica. You guys, we're not together again until Tuesday, yeah? So we have time to do this. Our practica, okay? Let's go over the instructions real quick together. I have included here, yeah, the forms of estar. So all you gotta do is scroll up and down. I have also included here the AR verbs get ando, the ER and IR verbs get yendo, and then the goofy ones right here. Okay, so if all of your notes are there, all you gotta do is scroll up and down as you're completing this. Do your Cami thing or whatever you plan on doing, okay? Let me make this full screen. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can also just use this text thing here in Canvas. So your first blank is going to be for the form of estar. And the second one is going to be for your gerundio, your participle, right? So if it's Maria, Maria está, and it's descansar, right? She's going to relax. Descansando, right? María está descansando en su habitación. So Maria is relaxing in her room, right? Está descansando. Okay? So just be careful if it's an AR verb or an IR verb. You don't even have to know what it means. Just make sure that you have the correct tense of estar or form of estar. And again, you have all of that in the notes, right? In the assignment instructions. Okay? Any questions? So we have like 7, 8 minutes, something like that. I would, if I were you, work on this now. If you get it done, you'll be free of Spanish for the weekend, and I'm here to help answer any questions. So I'd like to see in Go Guardian everybody working on their Spanish for the remainder of the hour. Okay, that way I can help you through it if you have a question. Okay, go ahead and get started on that. Let me know if you have a problem. Tech problem or grammar problem. All right. You got this, Liliana. Good job. Isadora, from what I can see, it's looking good. Job, Isadora. Nicely done. So Hill, when you guys do stuff in Cami, does that keep you from like seeing the instructions or anything that I post in the original assignment? Thank you, Liliana. Okay, so you can go back and use the little clues and stuff that I give you in the instructions. You can kind of see, still use that. Okay, that's good. Ayana, check the chat real quick. Okay, you guys, that's our time for today. Thank you for being so patient, right? Thank you for being so patient because this, these things are hard lessons, right? Hard to get through. Okay. All right. Enjoy your long weekend. Nos vemos martes. Sí, nos vemos martes. Okay, clase? Great job today. Adios. Thanks for sticking with it. Adios a todos. Okay, adios, clase.